guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today I picked up the new Lunar Beauty Moonshroom collection. I picked up the eyeshadow palette, I picked up the face palette, and I also picked up the 3 lip glosses. This bundle is still in stock right now on the Lunar Beauty website. It retails for $110, but of course you can buy everything separately. I believe the eyeshadow palette is $48, and then the face palette is somewhere like in the $30 range. Not too sure how much the glosses retail for individually or if they're going to be available as a trio, but I am really excited to try this out. Lunar Beauty, I've always had a really good experience with this brand, so I have little doubt that this new collection is going to live up to my expectations. Let's take a closer look into the face palette. So in this face palette, which let's give it to the packaging. The packaging on this is so super cute. I love it. But when we open it up, we are getting some shimmers in here. This is a full shimmer palette, although I'm thinking this one can be like a blush lighter. And of course, the other 3 you can use more as a traditional highlighter. Next, let's take a peek inside the Moonshroom eyeshadow palette. Again, packaging is on point with this one. Look at all of these beautiful shadows that you're getting. This is going to be an 18-pan color story. Am I counting right? Yeah, 18-pan color story. You have 2 rows of mattes, and then you have that 1 row of shimmer in the center. I am loving these yellow and green and kind of just deeper tones. I think this is going to be a really amazing palette. I am wearing one of 3 lip glosses. The first lip gloss that I have on is this one right here, and it is in the shade Soul. So you'll see me change into the other 2 throughout the video, and we're just going to test the collection out. We're going to see if it's worth your time and, more importantly, your money. If it is your first time here on my channel, let me just say hello to all of you. My name is Steff. I love trying out new makeup. I love indie makeup especially, but I am primarily a new makeup review channel. I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes, makeup ranking videos, all that good stuff. If that sounds great to you, I want to invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I do drop a new video. This week is more of like evening upload week, but sometimes I upload more so in the mornings. But if you hit that bell notification, you will know instantaneously when I do upload a video. And if you like what you see, if you like Lunar Beauty, if you think this collection appeals to you, please give this video a big thumbs up before you go. And as usual, everything that I'm wearing will be linked and listed in the description box. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping, thank you guys so much for supporting me and my channel. Let's dive on into this new Lunar Beauty collection. If you guys want to see all of these gorgeous products in action, keep on watching. Okay, so after looking at the face palette a little more closely, I don't know that this shade is actually gonna work as a blush. I'm thinking I'm gonna need to go in with a blush first and then go in with a highlighter on top. So I'm gonna go grab one of my Lunar Beauty blush palettes. So here's the palette that I grabbed. This is the Full Fantasy face palette. We have 4 blushes and 2 shimmers. This was Manny MUA's collaboration with Laura Lee. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, this was the last release from the brand. So I think I'm going to go into this peachy shade right here. And I'm using a Sigma brush. No, I'm using a Wet n Wild brush. I think it was Sigma, but I'm going to just apply this to the cheeks, just kind of like in a stippling motion, and I like to apply my blush a little up higher. Don't know if this blush palette is still in stock. I have 2 blush palettes from Lunar Beauty, and they are spectacular. All right, now let's go into this face palette, and I'm gonna get my Lunar Beauty brush. Let me just make sure it's clean. And this is his also another collaboration with Laura Lee. This was from that same blush palette that I just used. This brush is the number 4 brush, and I'm going to dip in first to this beautiful pinky shade, and I'm going to focus that like right here, the apple of the cheek. That looks really, really pretty. Now, I'm not too sure. I know this shade probably wouldn't work on me. This might be for, it's gonna be best for a deeper skin tone. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, the same brush, and I'm gonna focus this higher up towards the temple. Remember that you can always use these as inner corner highlighters, brow bone highlighters. Just a nice soft shimmer on the lid. You don't need to reserve them just for the cheeks. I love that. Do a little bit on the cupid's bow, a little bit right here on the tip of the nose, a little bit up here, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more pink. I'm really liking this pink one. This one I think is my favorite shade. Now I'm just going to use my blush brush just to press over everything. Make sure everything is meshed together. And I like it. I think it's cute. All right, let's move on now to the eyeshadow palette where I'm going to create 2 looks for you guys. All right, now I did prime my eyelids with the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer. Let me grab this gorgeous eyeshadow palette. I mean, packaging again, just on point. I love it. Where are we going to start? So I see we have more transition shades in the top row, and then you have those deepening up shades down here at the bottom. I mean, these yellows are really, really calling my name. And I think I want to start with this one right here. This one is called Honeysuckle. And I'm taking the shade Honeysuckle on a Game Beauty E01. That is a really pretty yellow shade. I'm loving this. All right, next, let's dive into this one right here. This one is called Toad. And I'm going to take Toad on a Rephr 15 Mini. Now I'm going to come down towards the bottom, and I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This one is called Fuzzy Foot, and I'm taking that on a Rephr 13, and I'm going to focus it right out here in the outer corner as well as into the crease. I love how warm tone this palette is. I think they did a really nice job with the color story on this one. I'm going to go back in with that second shade that I used. Now I'm going to go back in with the first shade, the bright yellow. So much fun. Okay, now let's play with one of these beautiful shimmer shadows. I'm going to change it up a bit, and I'm going to go for the purple. I'm going to see how the purple looks. This one is called Witch's Hat. Taking the shade on a damp Morphe M709. Yeah, that's fun. That's different. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a gold. I think I'm going to do this first one here. This one is called Fairy Wings. Same brush. I'm just going to flip it over and spray it again. I like that. Ooh, that's so fun. I love it. I love it. Okay, for the lower lash line, I think what I'm going to do is, I want to try this shade. I'm surprised that this shade is not up here, but let's try this one. This one looks so pretty. This one's called Pixie Pop. Using a BK A504. I might need to change brushes. We'll see. No, the pigment is showing. I was thinking I needed a more densely packed brush, but I think this is doing just fine. Just love mixing and matching shades together, shades that you ordinarily wouldn't think of pairing. Um, Usually palettes are pretty cohesive, so anything will go with anything in the palette. Just remember that. And it's just fun to experiment. You can always remove it if you don't like it. Now on my Rephr 02, I'm going to take this bone shade. This one is called Puffball. And I'm just going to apply it to the brow bone. This could be a nice inner corner highlight as well. Now we need to do a little something on the lower lash line in the inner corner. I think I'm going to try this shade right here. This one is called Magic Mushroom. I'm using a BH Cosmetics pencil brush. Okay, ooh, I like that. I'm going to pop off camera to take care of finishing touches. I will be right back, guys, and I'll show you the completed look number 1. All right, guys, so here is the completed look number 1. I'm using two things from Beauty Bay. It was the mascara and eyeliner combo, this one right here. So this is what I'll be using for the next look as well. It's just a black eyeliner and regular volumizing mascara. I did change into the second lip gloss, and it is this shade right here. The shade is called Flora. They have a very light pigment to them. You're going to either want to use this on top of a lipstick, or you're going to want to use it in conjunction with a lip liner. That's what I'm going to have to do for this third gloss, because it's more of like a clear, kind of like a shimmery gloss. But I'll do that after I complete the next look. For the lower waterline, I used a ColorPop cream gel liner. This one is in the shade Spring Break. How appropriate. I love the way this look. I love the purple on the lower lash line. Let's move over to the second eye and we'll start working on look number 2. All right, so for look number 2, I think I'm going to start with this greenish, grungy kind of shade. This one is called Meadow. And I'm using a Rephr 15 Mini. I'm just going to be applying this into the crease. Now on a Rephr 14, I'm going to go into this beautiful green shade. This one is called Weeping Willow. And I'm going to focus that also in the crease, but towards the bottom. And also just kind of deepen up the outer corner with it. Now on that same brush, I'm going to go into this deeper green. This one is called Dewdrop. This looks so pretty. Again, just focus it out here, slightly into the crease. This palette is reminding me of the Raw Beauty Kristi and ColorPop collaboration a few years ago, the Forest Sight palette, a little bit. Kind of like with the same theming and stuff, even similar shades, but that was a smaller palette. That was a 12-pan palette. And I don't think that that palette is still available. I'm going to go back in with this green shade over here. All right, loving that. Love, love, love. I'm going to use the shade first. This one is called Fungi. And I'm using a damp Morphe M709. Ooh, that is so pretty. Look at that, guys. This palette is performing really well. Just loving all these shades, all these tones. I think I'm going to take a little bit of I guess this shade right here. This one is called Spores. I'm going to take it with my finger and just apply it right here to the center. That is pretty. All right, now for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna do this shade right here. This one is called Fuzzy Foot. I'm using a BH Cosmetics pencil brush. Now with that same shade that I used for the center of the lid, I'm picking some up on that BH pencil brush, and I did spray it. I'm gonna add that right in here to the inner corner. All right, I got to use quite a few shades in this palette, not all 18, but I got to use enough to make a good assessment of this palette. Let me go take care of the finishing touches. I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. All right, guys, so here is the completed look number 2. I went in same everything with the exception of the lower waterline, a NYX Epic Wear Smoke Liner. This one is in the shade Sage Sparks. I also changed into the third lippy. Now the third lippy is clear, so I added a BK Beauty lip liner to it. The BK Beauty lip liner is in the shade Warm Spice, and then this clear gloss is called Ella. I love all the glosses. I think they all felt really good, really comfortable, and I officially got to use everything in this collection. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video, and I'll share with you guys my final thoughts. Okay, so I have to give credit where credit is due to Lunar Beauty because this cover story is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. All the mushrooms, and then of course, Manny stays true to the moon. He always has a moon represented in all of his palettes, and then in the back you see Lunar Beauty Moonshroom palette. I think it is just so cute. It says, of course, it's cruelty, it's vegan free, and then you have a full mirror, and then you have all of these beautiful shadows. I love it. I love how it's divided with your lighter transition tones at the top row and your deeper maybe outside corner or maybe inner corner if you're going to do a halo eye, deeper tones on the bottom row, and then you have your middle row full of shimmers. I think it's beautiful. I think this is one of my favorite color stories that Lunar Beauty has done. I think this is the cutest packaging as well that Lunar Beauty has done. I loved working with this eyeshadow palette, and I cannot wait to use it more going forward. The face palette is really cute. It takes on the same look as the eyeshadow palette. You are getting 4 shimmers in here. This by far is my favorite. I love a good glowy blush. And then of course you have some deeper tones on this side. These 3 will probably be the ones I reach for the most, but I can always use this one as an eyeshadow, maybe even in an inner corner highlight or something. But I think it is a really nice palette. Very buttery, very smooth, easy to work with, as are the 3 lip glosses, and those are the shades you can see there in the bottle. Clear, brown toned, and then a pink toned, and I think they all pair perfectly with this collection. Once again, this collection is in stock right now. The entire bundle that I picked up retails for $110, but I believe you can get everything on its own separate, and I want to say the eyeshadow palette is $48. Let me know your thoughts now, guys. What did you think of this new collection from Lunar Beauty? Have you picked it up? Are you going to be picking it up? Which look was your favorite? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Y'all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, drink that water, and I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.